Welcome to the Play Create Forward podcast. I am Kirsten Gunrud, and I do not have my partner in crime, Jill Johnson, with me today, unfortunately. Today we are going to make, or I guess, am going to make this podcast short and sweet, but it's also a pretty awesome podcast that I'm really excited to share with you. February, it's the month of the heart, right? The month of love, the month of Valentine's Day, the month of romance, and all that beautiful thing. And so the invitation this month, not just in our podcast, but through our email series, which I'm going to tell you about here in a minute, is to connect with your heart, your own heart. Because when you connect with this thing, all kinds of amazing happens, both inside and out. From the beginning of my career, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this book. Those of you who are not watching, it's The Little Prince. And it's funny because when I went to get this book for the podcast today, I started wondering, is this part of what inspired my company's name, Rocket Trike? Because it's all about planets and stars and exploring, and it's kind of fun to see something that I didn't realize might have had a big influence. This book has had a huge influence on me in another way, in that when I started my career in advertising, literally a week after I graduated from college, one of the first things I was introduced to by my boss and mentor at the time was a quote from this book. And the quote was, "It's only with the heart that one can see rightly, for what is essential is invisible to the eye." Both in his mentorship of me in the job that I had been brought in to do, and I've discovered pretty quickly in my life, this quote has become a guiding force. My job when I was in advertising, and my job even to this day, is to understand the heart and soul of human beings, to understand what makes us tick, to understand what helps us want what we want, why we connect with what we do, and all those kinds of things. And while we can sort of understand some of those things from the head, this beautiful thing on top of our bodies, most of that comes from the heart. So when we can figure out how to unlock our hearts and how to listen to our hearts and how to identify what kinds of guidance our hearts are trying to give to us, we can unlock all sorts of amazing in our life, in our work, in our relationships, in our parenting, in everything that we do. So while this month's topic might seem a little fuzzy-wuzzy even for us, it actually really isn't. It's really about connecting into this powerful tool and force that you have inside that will help you take your business, your life, your work, your children, your parenting, your whatever it might be, to a whole nother level. So this month, and it will already have gone out when this podcast comes out, we are doing a free, completely free, our gift to you email series on learning how to listen to and connect with your heart and building that relationship so that by Valentine's Day, when our last email goes out, you will have had an opportunity to learn all kinds of new tools, tune into all kinds of new ways to hear what your beautiful heart is trying to guide you on and where your true north is, what your compass is trying to show you. Email series starts on February 1st. If you are not on our email list or for some reason you're not getting our emails, please email me at info, I-N-F-O, at rockettrike.com. info@rockettrike.com. We'll make sure you get added to that list and that you get this free series to explore and play. How the series is working is every other day, starting on February 1st, you're going to get a simple, no more than 5 minutes to a half an hour, depending on the day, way to connect in with your heart and explore something. And that's it. Simple, right? This doesn't have to be complicated. And actually that's a beautiful thing. Then when we start to tune in, we realize how simple this can actually be. So you'll get an exercise every other day. And then in between each of those days of exercises and ideas and things like that, what you will get is a grateful pause, something to focus on, something to think about, during which you just pause And you know how, if you've been listening to us, how we feel about the power of a pause? That is one of our heart's favorite places to play. Your heart loves pauses because that's usually when clarity shows up. That's usually when your heart gets to speak and share something with you that you wouldn't hear otherwise, because there's so much other stuff going on that gets in the way of that voice inside. So the powerful pause is another key element of your 14-day adventure. Again, really simple, not complicated. We're not asking you to spend a ton of time here, but we promise whatever time you spend will be hugely powerful to whatever it is that you're creating in your life, in your work, in anything that you're doing. So when I get Jill back next week, and when we record our next podcast, we will introduce this next season of the Play Create podcast and all the fun things that we have coming up. It's going to be a fun, very fun adventure looking forward. This adventure that we're doing with the heart is something we will do in small and big ways, probably every month, with a different kind of adventure that you can jump into and explore. So again, if that's of interest to you and you're not getting our emails, please, please, please email me at info@rockettrike.com, and I will make sure we get you added to our list. So in the spirit of February, have a great month. Remember, what's essential is invisible to the eye, and it's only with the heart that one can see rightly. And use this month and all the hearts and Valentine's Day, everything that you see, to not only love all the people around you and celebrate that, but also to really focus on your own heart and what you can create when you connect with it. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.